can test every marketing channel there is, paid ads, SEO, email, but at the end of the day, there's only one thing that actually moves the needle. It's not a tactic, and it's not some fancy AI platform. What really moves the needle is this. Do the people that see your marketing and messaging actually believe that you can help them with their specific problem? And after 14 years in B2B marketing, I've learned that what actually builds that type of belief that makes people want to buy from you, it's not a fancy ad, and it's not a new website. It's something else entirely, and you're likely not taking advantage of it. So in this video, I'm gonna show you why marketing just feels so hard right now and how you can fix it. I saw this play out recently while conducting a customer interview for one of my SaaS clients. My client's customer had so many great things to say about the product. It saved her time, it made her job easier, and it replaced a lot of processes that had recently been 100% manual. But then I asked her something really specific. I asked her what was the exact moment that her and her team decided to pull the trigger and purchase the product. And what she said, it honestly surprised me. She said that the moment they decided that they were gonna sign the contract was when they saw an example of a previous client and their success story. The product features and benefits are what created value after they purchased, but it was the customer story that made that value believable before they signed on. In other words, the features are what got the company to stay, but it was the customer story that got them to start. And that's what most marketers are getting wrong today. Many B2B companies are really struggling with their marketing right now. And the reason is they're focusing on surface level tactics. The ads aren't working, swap them out, fire the agency. We're generating content too slow. Let's use AI, more. Cold outreach isn't getting the traction. Let's warm up another subdomain. And the reason we love changing tactics so much is this. They often come with KPIs and dashboards. And who doesn't love a good dashboard? All of those arrows and charts and those green upward arrows that make us feel so good inside.
Hey, Mikey. Yeah.
Attaboy.
But honestly, it's an illusion of control. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be measuring our marketing outcomes. I am a big proponent of measuring. However, those tactics are really surface level, and we need to be digging deeper. But here's the thing, you can have the right channel and the perfect targeting, but if you're not giving your prospects a reason to believe you, it doesn't matter. Your channel distributes your message, but it can't make your message resonate with your prospects. Here's the question you need to be asking yourself about your marketing. Does my messaging convey that I can solve the specific problem of my buyer right now? Because a buyer isn't going to your website and asking themselves, oh, what do they do? They're asking, does this company actually understand the exact situation I'm in? Do they have the experience of helping others in this same situation? And underneath all of that is their root fear. Can I trust them? Am I gonna regret making this decision? Are they gonna make me look bad in front of my boss and colleagues? Trust is being built long before anyone ever enters into a sales conversation with you. They're forming an opinion based on your website, your social media, your content, your reputation, and most importantly, your current clients today. What are your current clients saying about you? That's what's forming their opinion. The problem is every team in your organization has a different set of priorities. Obviously, product is going to be focusing on the product and what they're building and the latest features. Sales is going to be concerned with objections and what competitors they're going up against in these sales calls. CS is likely concerned about the relationships, how much communication is happening. And marketing is left to make decisions off of research and secondhand information of the other teams. Ironically, the customer has no actual say in the conversation. This creates a gap between what you think your audience needs to hear and what they actually need to hear. And this gap is why your marketing feels so off. Once you find and close this gap, you're going to start seeing real results. So start by asking yourself this: does our marketing prove that we understand what our buyer actually needs and that we have the expertise to help them? Because you might think that your biggest differentiator is your product feature or the amazing cutting-edge technology that you have. But your customer might care that your product doesn't require a full engineering team to onboard. The customer interview that I mentioned earlier is a perfect example of this. We had assumptions in marketing about what the value is that we thought we provided. But it wasn't until we talked to the customer that we understand that the real KPIs that they were measuring were time saved and easier work. None of that information would have been discovered without an actual conversation with our customer. And it's not just about the conversation, it's about really listening. Now, before we get into how to turn this into a system, we need to first understand who our audience is by developing a better hypothesis and better ways to test. I built a free tool for you to create a custom audience insights report. Remember, this is just the start of understanding your audience. The real insights come from actual conversations with your specific customers. To close the gap between what you think your customer values and what they actually value, I use a strategy called customer in the loop marketing. Most marketing is built from the inside out, but customer in the loop marketing, it quite literally flips the script. The customer becomes the input that everything you create in marketing is based off of. Your customer isn't just somebody that you survey once a year or grab a quote to throw on the website. And it's certainly not about creating a case study in a PDF that lives on your website that nobody is seeing.
Because you know it's true.
Customer in the loop marketing is about capturing unique and authentic stories that you not only use for social proof for your audience, but you're using it as strategic positioning internally to fuel all of your strategy. Because generic claims are everywhere. Every company is easy to use and innovative and AI forward. Everybody can save you time and create a seamless experience. If you were to look at most B2B SaaS websites today, without the logo, I hardly think you'd be able to tell the difference between any of them. They all do the same thing. And that's why your customers' stories are so important. Your customers are what help you stand out. They're what make it all believable. You have the receipts to prove that you actually do what you say you do. Okay, so this is where most businesses get stuck. And it's not necessarily because you don't have customer feedback. Customer feedback lives everywhere. It's in your Slack channel, it's in email, it's on your customer recorded calls. There is no lack of customer feedback. The problem is it's not gathered in a way that you can easily create a story, that you can easily create visuals from. And honestly, it's not easy to find. It gets lost. The moment it's said, it's gone forever. So here's the entire system. Super complicated. Talk to your customers.
Well, that's not bad.
Once a month, have a conversation with your customers. It's really not that hard, I promise. Here's a couple of questions that you can think about asking your customer, and they're specific. These aren't the things that you're gonna pick up on a customer call. You wanna ask them things like, what did life look like before they got your solution? What were other solutions that they tried? And what was the main thing that happened right before they booked a call with you? And ask them what's different now, because the exact language that they're using is the exact language that your prospects need to hear. Record these interviews and use their exact language to fuel your product messaging. Create one clear story that you can share with your audience for your growth and performance marketing. And lastly, create an insights report. Maybe it's just one interesting fact that you learned. This information is what's going to help align your customer support, your sales, and your marketing teams, because we all know there's definitely a disconnect between the three. The goal here is to replace your language and your assumptions with the voice of the customer and real evidence. And once you build this customer loop, every tactic gets easier to work with. Your ads will start having language that your customers actually recognize. Your content, it's gonna address questions that your buyers are asking today. Your website is gonna start reflecting what your customer actually values, not what the company hopes they value. And your prospects are gonna start seeing themselves in the customer stories that you tell. Here's the thing. You have to stop sitting in a room brainstorming ideas and trying to invent amazing language that, impresses your clients. You really need to start thinking about stories that resonate, language that sounds like your customer, because that's what's going to get seen today. The reason your marketing feels so hard right now is because you're the only one talking about your message. Your marketing gets so much easier when you have your customers telling the message for you. If you need help flipping the script in your marketing and capturing real customer language, book a call in the description link below. We'll take a look at your business and the customer stories that you already have today, and how we can start leveraging the voice of the customer to start making marketing feel so much easier. And if you want to know exactly how to capture customer stories and how to let your customers start selling your business for you, watch the video on the screen now. See you there.